So let's talk about dollars. Based on our report card, based on the 15 categories, we estimate that we need $2.2 trillion over the next 5 years to bring our infrastructure up to an acceptable condition. And of that 2.2, only 45% of that is currently, as we estimate, in the federal, state, and local budgets right now. We all heard about the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. It provided $787 billion. But unfortunately, less than $100 billion of that went to infrastructure. This chart shows in the first column of numbers, for several of our categories, what we estimate we need to bring the infrastructure up to a good condition. Second column is what we estimate is actually going to be spent based on the past expenditures. The third column is what was spent from the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, or as some people on the East Coast say, the American Asphalt Recovery and Reinvestment Act, because of so many of the paving that's gone on. Last column in red is the deficit, what we don't have to improve our infrastructure. And if you total that up for our 15 categories, it's a deficit of $1.1 trillion. And we need that to bring our category up from a grade of D to a B. So, ASCE has put out a condition, but we've also talked about solutions, and we're proposing 5 key solutions to improve the infrastructure. Number 1, increase federal leadership, or provide a vision at a highest level. During the 20th century, the federal government led the way in building some of our nation's greatest infrastructure systems by means ranging from the New Deal systems to the Interstate Highway to the Clean Water Act. Since that time, federal leadership has diminished and the condition of the nation's infrastructure has suffered. To build a strong national infrastructure, we need strong leadership. We need a vision at the top that everybody can point to so we're all going in the same direction. The second key solution is promote sustainability and resilience. As we begin improving the nation's infrastructure, we must take into account the concepts of sustainability and resilience. Infrastructure systems must be designed to protect the natural environment and withstand both natural and man-made hazards using sustainable practices to ensure that future generations can use and enjoy what we build today as we have from past generations. The third solution, develop national, regional, and state infrastructure plans. Infrastructure investment at all levels must be prioritized and executed according to well-conceived plans that both complement the national vision and focus on system-wide outputs. The plan should complement our broad national goals of economic growth and leadership, resource conservation, energy independence, and environmental stewardship. Resources must be shared across jurisdictions. Number 4, address life cycle costs. As infrastructure is built or rehabilitated, life cycle cost analysis should be performed for all infrastructure systems to account not only for the initial condition and construction, but also for operation, maintenance, environment, safety, and other costs reasonably anticipated during the life of the project, including retiring that project. Life cycle cost analysis, ongoing maintenance, and planned renewal will result in more sustainable and resilient infrastructure systems and ensure that they can meet the needs of future users. Number 5, increase and improve investment from all stakeholders. We need some Measure M's in the rest of the country. All levels of government owners and users must renew their commitment to infrastructure investments in all categories. All available financing options must be explored and debated. Federal investment must be used to complement, encourage, and leverage investment from the state and local government levels, as well as from the private sector. And in addition, users of the infrastructure must be willing to pay the appropriate price for their use. Lee Iacocca, the former CEO of Chrysler Corporation, said, "We are continually faced by great opportunities brilliantly disguised as solvable problems." The solution is a little broader than just solving the report card issues. It's about changing our focus, increasing our role. So how do we move forward? Well, right now, ASCE is moving forward with a number of these initiatives. After the report card came out and we put out our 5 key solutions, we convened 10 roundtables. Now, 5 of those roundtables were within the Washington, D.C. Beltway. We concentrated one roundtable on each solution, called together a number of people, debated it, see if we could advance it. But realizing that not everything happens inside the Beltway, we took that outside to another 5 locations across the United States and had 5 more roundtables and discussed the 5 key solutions at each of them. We're also in the process of commissioning an economic study. And that study is to see what happens, bring it down to a personal level to people. What happens if we don't invest in our infrastructure? We have some proposals on that, and we hope to get that out next year. Last thing we're planning to do right now is convene a vision summit. And that'll happen this spring. We're going to call together maybe 50 to 100 people for a day and a half to 2 in the DC area. And it's not, in fact, the number of people, there's not going to be that many engineers there. We're going to have more sociologists. We're going to have finance people, experts in other types of infrastructure, economists. And we want to come up with a vision for America for its infrastructure. It's funny, when we introduced the 2009 report card in DC, we had one of the local politicians talking at that introduction. And he said, we really don't have a vision for infrastructure. And if anybody's willing to do it, we'll gladly steal it. So we'd like to provide something for them, hopefully some guidance. Okay, so that's what ASCE is doing, but how do we move forward? And we all have to be participants in this. We have to expand and transform engineering competence and practice. We have to innovate, change the way we do things. We have to raise the infrastructure grades and employ the 5 solutions or variations on the 5 solutions. We have to focus on resilience and emphasize sustainability. That means we have to update the way we do things, the way we design, the way we construct. We have to, our methods, our specifications. You have to educate the public. That's something all of us can do here. You have to advocate to our political leaders. So we have to show up in the public policy arena, gain and exercise the public trust as a source of useful information and rational decision making. Each of us has a technical expertise. We have to bring that and educate the public about the relationship between infrastructure, economy, and quality of life. Okay, we're going to give you some help on that. If you want to find out more about the infrastructure, you can visit the ASCE website and click on the report card icon. We actually have the 168-page report card book online. You can actually download it as a PDF. And in it, it has all the background material on the infrastructure, where we got our facts, how we came up with the grades, but also it has a list and examples of various communities across the country who have made changes and have started to improve their infrastructure. ASCE members, you can become a key contact. It's very easy. And you'll get the This Week in Washington. And what that does, it produces and provides you with various legislation that's upcoming, some of the sponsors of education. And as a key contact, it used to be 6 clicks. Now it's about a click and a half. You can send to your individual legislators a letter, an email, a message about that particular legislation. The letter is already written, you can modify it, you can write your own letter, but it makes it very easy to send that message out. So hopefully, how many people here are key contacts? All right, everyone else, please go to the ASCE website, asce.org, when you get back, and click on the key contact and become a member. It's a way that you can participate. We all have to spread that message that America's infrastructure needs repair now. We actually have Twitter and Facebook infrastructure areas that you can go. You can blog on it, you can add to it, you can read it. Most of all, you have to talk, you have to communicate with your legislators. We all need to get engaged. Here you can see Dilbert again with "it didn't come up." But we need to take notice and engage in what's happening around us. We need to help our young engineers to be ready to practice in this technical world. We need to improve the sustainability and resilience of our infrastructure. We need to take our individual technical expertises, our communication skills, and educate the public and our political leaders about our aging bridges, our aging water systems, our aging infrastructure. We all need to get engaged. And when something comes up that we can act on, we have to say it did come up and we did act on it. Thank you.